the previous video, we already went down the logic chain from scarcity, $2,000, to 3 choices, MacBook, beach vacation, and skydiving. And eventually we talk about the real cost or the opportunity cost. And we said that if your first best choice is to go skydiving, then the benefit or pleasure from your second best choice, whichever that is, would be the real cost, because you have to give that up to be able to go skydiving. Remember, we only have $2,000, right? Now, the opportunity cost is the other very important concept in this chapter. So in this video, let's go ahead and get opportunity cost formally defined, and we will also check out another numerical example. Okay, hopefully after we make these efforts, we will have a solid understanding of opportunity cost. Now, this is actually the second principle. Okay, the real cost of something is what you must give up to get it. Okay, once again, you face so many choices. You take the very first, the first best one, and you leave other choices on the table. The pleasure or benefit from your second best choice would be your real cost, okay, or the opportunity cost. Now, what is the difference between opportunity cost and the accounting cost? So you heard this term cost in your accounting courses. Okay, is these two different or they are the same? Now let's check out the numerical example to figure this out. Okay, now in this case, again, we will continue following that the logic chain. Okay, starting from scarce resource or scarcity to different choices, okay, and eventually to the opportunity cost. Okay, now in this example, suppose the scarcity is a piece of land. Okay, you got a piece of land. Now, you have 3 things you want to do, okay? But remember, you can only do one of them, okay? So these are just 3 things on your bucket list. The first one, you said, I want to run a pumpkin farm on this piece of land, okay? You really enjoy growing pumpkins, okay? The second choice, you said, I want to build some houses and get them sold on the market, okay? So you can make your fortune. The third choice, you find yourself extremely lucky because this piece of land sits above the oil field. So you can drill down and produce oil. So here you got 3 choices, okay? And as we just said, here I want to make up some numbers so we would have a more solid understanding about the difference between opportunity cost and accounting cost. Okay. Now these numbers, the first thing is the revenue. So no matter what you want to do, how much money you can generate by doing that. Okay, so for example, if you grow pumpkins during the harvest season, you put them on the market, how much money you can get back from the market. Okay, let's say if you grow pumpkins, get them sold, you can receive $2 million from the market. Okay, and cost, that means how much money you have to spend running this pumpkin farm. So you need to hire workers or farmers right? You also need to buy pesticides, fertilizers, you buy the equipment, right? Altogether, you find that you have to spend $1 million to be able to run the pumpkin farm. Okay. Now here we find the difference or a gap between these two. It's called profit. Okay. In other words, you receive more from the market than what you spent. So here the profit would be the difference between these two. So it's 2 minus 1 equals $1 million. Okay, that's your profit. Now, if you decide to build houses, suppose the revenue is $20 million. Okay, now this time you have to hire construction workers, you have to get trucks and other construction equipments. Okay, let's say you need to spend $5 million on this. So the profit would be 20 minus 5, which equals $15 million. Okay, so this is your second best choice. Oh, I'm sorry, the second choice. The third choice, drilling the oil. Okay, suppose you can receive $100 million from the market. Okay, when you get your oil sold. Now, the oil production is more heavy industry, so you need more heavy equipment. Let's do $10 million you have to spend. Okay, hiring workers and buying equipment. Now this time the profit would be 100 minus 10, which equals $90 million. Okay. Now here, the first question I want to ask you is which one is the rational choice? Okay. Which one among these three is your rational choice? Now, you can pause the video and give yourself a few seconds to think about this. Let me guess. Some of you probably want to see drilling the oil is the rational choice because it produces the highest amount of profit, $90 million, okay, which is way more than building houses or running pumpkin farm. However, if you recall the definition of rational choice we introduced in the previous video, we said the rational choice is what? What is the S word here? Subjective, right? We said rational choice varies. It depends upon who is the decision maker. Now, if someone, have been dreaming to be an organic farmer, okay, when he or she get this piece of land, they may want to go ahead and grow pumpkins. Okay, they probably think, $1 million profit, that's good enough. Okay, I can raise my family, we can live in this life, that's it. Okay, or someone else may say, I just want to build houses. Okay, so you cannot simply say, because the drilling the oil produces the highest amount of profit, so that must be a rational choice. No. Okay, it depends. All right, now let's go ahead and let's make a very strong assumption that people make decisions here only focusing on the financial benefit. In other words, the profit. Okay, so we make a very strong assumption so that we don't have to, look at all three possibilities, right? Now, once we narrowly focus on financial benefit, we would know that drilling the oil must be the first best choice, right? So the opportunity cost of drilling the oil is what? Remember, the opportunity cost is what you have to give up to get it, right? It's the benefit from the second best choice. Now here, by looking at the profit, the second best choice would be building houses, right? So the opportunity cost of drilling the oil is going to be the profit that could be generated by building houses. In this case, it will be $15 million. Okay? These would be the opportunity cost. Of course, you could write, in a more detailed way, you could say the opportunity cost of drilling the oil would be the benefit from building houses. Okay, you could also do this, but here, since we already give you the dollar amount, so you can just answer it in a simpler way. Okay, remember, this is the real cost. This is opportunity cost. Okay, now here you see another number or group of numbers, these cost. Okay, so these are actually the accounting cost. Okay, these are accounting costs. These are how much you have to spend to be able to do that. Okay, for example, like $10 million you have to spend to be able to drill oil. Okay, here I hope you can have already had a sense of the difference between the opportunity cost and the accounting cost. So opportunity cost, we are looking forward in economics. Okay, we are making choices, but the accounting cost means, looking back. If you have to drill the oil, how much you need to spend. Okay, how much you actually spend. Okay, so we're not really comparing, we're not even looking at other choices. Okay, so that's the fundamental difference between economics and accounting, or you could say between opportunity cost and accounting cost. Okay, here I already finished discussing the opportunity cost. As I said, this is an extremely important concept in this chapter. Okay, so later on the worksheet in the problem set, you will find more hands-on experiences or the practices. Okay, several things I would like to briefly point out. Okay, the several mistakes, the common mistakes. Okay, one thing is in the past, when we ask the opportunity cost, some people would say, we have to give up this piece of land to be able to drill oil. But remember, land is just a resource. Okay, you do, as a decision maker, you do not really care about the land. You just use the land as a tool to make money. That's why we said, we assume in this case, you care only about the financial benefit. Okay, so the land is not the opportunity cost. Okay, and the second thing is, again, when you answer the opportunity cost questions, if we give you the dollar amount, you can definitely go with that. Okay, otherwise you'd better specify, it's the benefit, or you could say pleasure or satisfaction. Okay, I mentioned this because a common mistake is people just simply take the second best choice as the opportunity cost. For example, here you tend to say that building houses is the opportunity cost. Again, building houses is just the method, the means to help you make more money, right? So you'd better specify one of these three words. You don't have to use all three, but you pick one, either benefit or pressure or